Jared, and just kind of say,
Anyway, and then I worked at,
Sure.
and then I worked at Tri County and I did crisis. And then when I had my daughter, I was like, school counselor was good, just grab like the summer, whatever. But I'm really glad that I
letting them know that you're
so this position, my whole
yeah,
job
and it just kind of says that write down the kind of trauma
and so I
that
just
experience.
understand what they're
So I
dealing
put
with.
domestic violence.
Yeah.
Like that direct correlation of household and school.
Well, and not preach at them stuff that I know they want to hear.
So you're the school counselor, I ran away to come and sit at your dad's office, and just like, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah.
No,
No,
are
I
we
think
supposed to do
that's
both of these?
fascinating. We have a small
Yeah.
obsession with teenagers now.
Okay, I guess we'll do Sophie too. I haven't read
Patterns
her at
of
all.
their behavior is just so different than even when I was.
How are you?
I'm also, I'm always in
Yeah.
the
Different, that's why I tell them all the time, I don't want anybody.
At work.
My daughter is, she's in 8th grade and
So that's, oh, you're right, it is, but
I'm
so
still
far,
running both departments for another
So
week.
far.
it's still interesting, like some of the, like, Roxy socks. Yes, so we're gonna discuss this and then, okay, so are you guys did you guys diagnose and figure out?
Yes, ma'am. No, we
All right.
did Jared, but we haven't done Sophie.
Okay.
We got Sophie.
So I'm just gonna read the scenario and then we'll kind of go over what you guys came up with. So Jared is a 9-year-old boy in your 3rd grade class. You notice that Jared is always tired in the mornings and often tries to lay his head down to sleep. You also notice that throughout the week, Jared saves any snacks he can from lunch and hides them in his backpack. Just last week, you noticed that Jared arrived to school and looked like he had been crying. He also had red marks on his wrist. So what clues would lead you to ask about his history, and who would you ask?
tired, food work.
Tardiness.
To be honest with you, all of it, yeah.
Yeah, injuries, tired, injuries, crying, hoarding food, lots of stuff going
Yeah,
on,
pretty much everything.
right? So you later find out that Jared's parents frequently get into verbal and physical altercations at home. He has 3 younger siblings and is often left to take care of them when his parents go out to their friends. Recently, when Jared tried to intervene in an argument to defend his mother, his dad grabbed him by the wrist and threw him down. What kind of trauma has Jared experienced?
Chronic.
Chronic and
Complex, yeah, absolutely. Okay, second one,
And who would
Sophie.
you ask?
Huh?
On that one, who would you ask?
So if I was the teacher, I would probably ask the school counselor if they knew of anything.
Yeah.
Social worker, if there is one. Like, has there been CPS involvement? Do you know, whatever. If there's none of that, then
Just ask Jared.
I might, well, definitely you could ask Jared, and you could always figure out a way to try to ask the parents how things are going.
But only if you can hear anybody.
Yes, yeah, that's,
Worse than get in trouble because somebody put their business in.
yeah, that's a tricky one with the parents.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So, I know back in my day, there was not counselors like you at my school, or any of the schools.
Yeah,
So, I mean, how common is it within our Tri-County area that they would have access to somebody like you?
like me.
Well, you know, like, actual training and like somebody to actually talk to.
So, the majority of school counselors should have at least some basic skills, supposed to. I will say that I did mental health counseling before I did school counseling, and I was surprised when I went to school counseling that our training was totally different, because school counselors most often are hired to do schedules and testing and 504s and but they all care about the kids, and they're all gonna like try to listen and talk to them and whatever.
And does each school normally have their own person, or do you do several schools?
So the majority of school districts, you're gonna have a counselor per campus. There are some extremely rural school districts where there's like a district counselor that covers all the campuses. So it just kind of depends.
I can tell you firsthand experience through this last couple of weeks, the ones at Huntsville High School are awesome, especially one and an assistant principal. They absolutely love my child, period. Yeah.
I'm sure they
And
love
I-
you too, Scott.
Huh?
I'm sure they love you too.
They do, actually. Yeah,
So
but, yeah, we've gotten very, very close this last couple of weeks and
So I will tell you guys this, in your folder is my card. If you have a student at a school and you're like, they're not helping, or I don't know who to talk to, or something's not going right, call me and we'll figure it out. Or if they need outside resources and you're like, they need counseling, or they need, food, or they need whatever, that's part of my job too, is to link to resources. The only thing that it says in my contract that I can't do is direct services. So like, you can't call me and say, Susie is flipping out, can you come talk to her? I'm not allowed to do that, unfortunately, but I can tell you who to call or how we can get them help. So if you're ever having that situation where you're working with your kiddo and you can't find the school counselor, or you can't find the person that's willing to help, let me know and I will figure it out. Yep. Okay, so second one real quick and then we'll take a quick break. Sophie is a 16-year-old sophomore in high school. All of her friends are very excited about getting their driver's licenses, but Sophie did not enroll in driver's ed last year. Sophie reports that she has no interest in getting her driver's license. She has also turned down rides from friends and continues to ride the bus. Yesterday, a classmate was teasing Sophie about not driving, and Sophie got very upset and screamed at her classmate and ran out of the classroom crying. What clues would lead you to ask about Sophie's history?
Why would you not be interested in driving? So with you not being interested in driving,
Right?
that's-
we'll read the
Well, you
rest
know
of the
what?
story and
Read the
this
bottom
might
of
tell
red
you.
flag.
Yeah.
Well, most of them don't
A lot of
nowadays.
kids
Who
these days.
don't? I was
Oh my
like,
gosh.
There are a lot of,
I was
there
at
are a lot of
CPS
college
trying to get my
students.
driver's license. I was like, I'm ready to
That's just
go.
because you wanted out.
Jordan, there are a lot of
Before
college
that,
students who don't want their driver's
And I have a lot of friends that are terrified of driving because they were in car accidents. So because I know a lot of people that are traumatized like that, they'll tell me I'm terrified of driving and they expect me to pry. I'm like, okay, like if you
Yeah.
want to tell me why, you can
Yeah.
tell me why. But
But there's some people who just don't want to learn how to
I
drive.
can drive.
So,
I can drive. I prefer
That
my car
is a
anyways.
there's
It's
some
a new
research
thing.
into this current generation and there's some,
There's some stay at home, watch the video.
They can't
it's a
drive.
lot to do with
They
anxiety.
can't drive.
Uh,
I'm talking about dads.
Anyway, that's another presentation, but.
I mean, look at how many deaths we had in January of last year in Texas. I'd be a little traumatized too if I didn't know better.
So you later find out that Sophie was involved in a fatal car accident when she was in 4th grade. She lost her aunt and grandmother in the accident. Since then, Sophie has had extreme anxiety about traveling, even small distances, and she's terrified to drive because she doesn't want to be in another accident or be responsible for someone's death. What kind of trauma has she experienced? Thank you. It was a one-time, very traumatic incident.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, just real quickly, how will information about the prevalence and types of trauma that we've just talked about, how do you think that will influence how you interact with the kids you work with? Like, how will you use that information, or how will that inform how you interact with the kids you work with?
Looking at the whole big picture, like,
Every child's different, every day's different.
Yes.
Trying to understand what it looks like.
like you said,
Right.
with
Could you repeat what Dave said, because I'm sure not everybody
So he
heard.
said, looking behind the actions, what happened that's behind what the behavior? And you were saying,
Oh, it's like you said, it's not what's wrong with you, but what
Right.
happened to you.
I like that one too.
Are you gonna start using that too, Scott?
I might.
Yeah, I think you should.
that one, we were just actually talking about that.
Black and white,
That's
remember?
Bruce Perry, and he has a book, What Happened to You, and it's phenomenal. It's really good. It's an easy read.
It's part of our library, and I'm gonna order extra copies, because I think everybody needs to read it.
Yes,
It
it's
is
very
incredible.
Is that the one y'all were just
Have
talking
you
about?
checked it out?
I read it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna be the first, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go grab that.
Do you have that in an 8-track?
Okay, so we'll take a quick break. I know we're trying to get out of here by 8:30. I have 3 more parts, but none of them are as long as that one, so I think we can do it.
Okay, so we have Little Caesars pepperoni, Little Caesars cheese pizza. We also have salad.
Wow.
We have waters out here and in the fridge, and soft drinks in the fridge. So everybody run on through, grab your plates, and let's keep going.
Let's Scott, you're killing me with
How
this
are you?
pepper spray.
Is it Miss Johnson, the assistant principal? Is that who we're talking about? No? Yes?
From Miss Stringer.
Yeah. I love Miss Johnson.
You killing me with this pepper spray on your hips too. As soon as he came in and signed it, I said,
Well,
well,
ma'am,
that case.
some of us have to stay late.
And y'all meet some new friends tonight. Introduce
I
yourselves.
was just, it's the customized leather for me though. I know you paid for that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm traumatized for getting gas.
All these gentlemen are waiting for you ladies to go.
We are.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, most definitely.
Cause come on, ladies, they're waiting.
And the ladies. So
These gentlemen are all waiting for the ladies to go. So,
you get up there.
go on through. Donna, these men are not gonna go till the ladies go. They are gentlemen.
It's a long family history of trauma.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This maybe is historical trauma.
Yeah, there you go. Learned so much. Yeah, I'm glad, the only time I'm glad I don't have a truck.
Yes, of course. You know, that would be a good thing.
Just hanging on.
How you feeling, baby?
Just hanging
She's
on.
an incubator.
4 weeks.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna move back here because,
Yeah.
Good on your feet. Put on your sketches and get
So you got a high school.
Well, I went to an appointment today. She was like, I mean, you're ready, but he's not. You're not dilating. So I was like, well,
I'm ready.
see, I'm not, but I'm ready.
It's a boy, right? Has he dropped yet?
He did.
Yeah.
He's just hanging in there, apparently.
It's just sitting on your butt. Wow. He's tiptoeing through the tulips, man.
My plan this weekend, I'm off all weekend, so I'm gonna go running and I'm gonna go walking. I'm gonna go to my vlog.
so low
He's due in 4 weeks. He's due on the
Are you
19th.
trying to get him out before the first one?
Oh yeah. Which a few weeks ago she was like, oh, he's coming early, and I was like, we're getting there. He's still not here. Oh yeah, we've been doing all the things to speed it up. It's not working.
I don't know, but I don't think these are helping either though.
Probably not.
If I would, I'd be living in sweats and
Oh, well, I can't wear
dresses.
sweats up here, and I'm not a dress person.
See, I wouldn't be either, but I was gonna be when I'm coming pregnant.
No.
I'm not in there. Crap. I think it's what happened to you. What happened to you? What happened to me? You okay? What didn't happen to me?
You ain't supposed to ask boy.
Have you been?
I have been eating on and off, so go
Oh,
ahead.
Spending that with us. Saw a video of her, she was out and she comes on the phone and all that. And I said it to my daughter and she said, Dad, she's only been there about 3 hours and she already has an East Texas country accent. Where did she get that from?
You? That's what I said, that's that East Texas. It's who taught you. It's who taught you, I swear, yeah.
Well, is this the one? Is the body keeps score? That's the first one she mentioned.
Oh, you like my.
Is that anyone?
I don't know which one, let me see it.
Now,
Well, y'all pick now.
this one's very, Miss Tony, will you share, that one I do have, but it's not here, it's at home, because I'm reading it, but I'm gonna order a bunch of them. If you wanna know about this book, this one, Miss Tony can tell you a lot about it, she read it. It's very clinical, right?
Yes, that has taken a lot of, oh, that's that one that it took me forever to read.
Yeah.
But, yes, but it was
So
very,
she asked me first, so let me.
No, I told her first, I said, which book do you want, so I can get the other one.
Okay, I will bring the other one, I promise. But you asked, we do have.
And my psychologist is gonna love me. I didn't mean to say that. You didn't hear me, great. It is crazy to me that you have my older sister's name.
Yeah.
Damn, and my sister-in-law. Yes, I'm I am. Out here right now, right now, right now. Can you tell that I spend all my time on TikTok?
Yep.
Okay. Wait a minute. I think I live my conscience is the fifth dimension. Right here, right now.
That is why you need to, yeah, that's not gonna agree. But saying it really bothers me, because I don't have these things, and I want to for you, exactly. That's reasonable. So then why it is, right? Without going into giving them all the stuff, you know what I'm saying?
And so like, let's say in the community that been abused, take her mother on my last, nurses precautions, that she was had been abused for a long time. It's the problem. There was that taught me they're just parts of their body line. Chloe's like, why don't we have white people? Like, entirely innocent reaction. And I was like, listen to me. All of this, right? How I put this on, that's the problem. And, the reason that, anyway, and I try to explain that to her, and trying to explain how things be better. And not in a, you're a horrible person, because your ancestors or whatever, I don't even know. I mean, if you're Irish, you don't so nice either. Yeah, so right? But then it's not anyway, that's a whole,
And it goes back and forth between, story and
Well, when I watch those videos,
commentary. It's such a hard
you know,
So that one is great, it's a little thicker. And you can always do audiobooks too, so if anybody else wants to check out books or DVDs tonight, let me know. What are they? Lori said she was going tonight.
Yeah.
That are safe. We're not going to eat almond bars.
Yeah, those are really good.
You're silly.
Lori, is that yours?
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at
Lori.
and I'm like,
Lori said she was. That's unusual.
not so far from the tree, they were north of the contact, and it was intended.
Yeah.
You know, so, I moved because I don't know that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get a picture while y'all wearing this. Y'all be ready.
And it matches. Fabulous.
I know.
I was talking about how frustrated I was because it didn't matter what I said to this girl from me. It was like, what do you know about my life? Oh, no.
I think it's just the way she feels. Yes, she carries herself. She's very weak. To the, her appearance, but then you see her Facebook, it's not very
So
pretty.
y'all.
The mom,
Y'all staying in your class here.
You know how the Zoom, when you turn your camera off, it'll bring like a picture, like a picture, your picture that you put on here. Anytime she's at.
Okay.
Don't judge me.
Do you want a snack? I mean, if you don't want pizza, we have plenty of snacky stuff.
Very pressed down. But then when you see her Facebook and the picture she chose to put on, she's just beautiful. Yes. She looks older, she looks more. I don't know, just more. Yes, that is a perfect word though. For some reason my camera cut off. It was just really a clam picture. That is what I know, like the difference. That is what I like. She's expecting to have a so you can realize what either Elijah or Baby have called it.
Because I,
Her case was very interesting. Her case because her 18.
I know you're
She still knows. Yeah. A year. Her reasoning. That's a good look, you know, y'all are sitting with your meat.
But I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm still eating with somebody's advice right now.
Yes, oh, we have two. She never took them to the doctor.
I really didn't.
She had a real mistrust that she learned from her mother with medical systems. And then, at 6 months, she took him because she chose not to. So you're less. She's not a doctor. They told her she couldn't go there anymore. So she said, well, she's not going to the doctor. You should have heard her. It was a really I'm glad to do some insertion because I actually had first placement. All the friends. Her daughter all went that's, I mean,
California. Lisa, because it, I don't know, I think like it's.
Right. Yeah, that's why I like this little one. I mean, we look I'm like, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because, you know, and then I was there for 30 years. It's like a traumatic response.
Like I've noticed, that every time Cyrus sees our let's talk about that.
Let's talk about why.
Because once you can get that,
Now, there's something better.
then it's like, oh, and you can like reach it.
So I was reading a book, but one of my favorite authors is but I don't think you would know that until like at some point like, oh shit, because I just get nervous system thing. And so we get to the point where because the chicks anybody needs rich, but I mean is a soul. You know, oh, because he's like, I hate going to the laundry because it's so bleach and I hate the small thing. The doctor was like, I did not know that. And he's like, no, I think The thing is, like, I don't know, I might not remember it.
Oh, yes. Okay, whenever they were here.
I wanna know exactly what happened, but I have ideas.
I'm talking about
The
your
idea.
My daughter went to condo, and that's why I was determined. My house, like right here, and I was like, they don't have my bigger for it.
Okay.
Do you eat bread?
Yes, but I started eating peanut bread.
And he said, oh, you know,
It's pretty good. Yeah. I have no idea. Ask my husband, he knows I can read of the label.
about 10 of us.
My email, and then scroll up, and you can read her response.
When's her due date?
The 4th of June. He was gonna learn Spanish.
Where did
Like, he
Savannah go?
needed an extra
She's
class.
still, she's still having the kitchen.
So we were gonna make Spanish.
Yeah.
Whatever. And now it's in my name.
You know, your daughter bought it for you, so you have to eat it.
Zero learn, this learn, this learn. And I was like, are you kidding me? Let's go through some examples. Red, and what is your
Not even just that.
Here,
I learn all of this, and I'm like, yeah, you're stupid.
Thank you. No. They're trying to teach their children.
Right, or this, but it's also bad. It's the thing is, if you want any other Latin based mine is
they're all the same.
and you got English. English is just like, we're just not gonna go with the
So program.
we might as well be learning Arabic at this point.
And the emails actually hit my down too, so I don't know if there's,
My mother-in-law said,
whether it's like marriage or divorce.
she picked her own name.
I don't understand. And then I'm a business study now.
I like that.
Yep. It's, that's one thing I would say is that
It's whatever the
Spanish, learning any type of language.
Yeah.
I have to listen to music, I have to watch the TV shows, which is how a lot of people learn English, is by watching TV shows. But you're right, you are 100% right.
Whenever you're ready, you don't have to wait.
Okay.
Oh,
I might end up having a 5. This is the body keeps the score, so it's more about, you know, you might not remember what your body was. Veterans and their families deal with the painful aftermath of combat. 1 in 5 Americans have been molested. 1 in 4 grew up with alcoholics. And 1 in 3 couples have engaged in physical violence. Is that right?
It's not dying, I thought it was.
You know, the numbers, I don't know either.
Here, let me get on the side.
I think it was after that one.
Oh, question, Stephanie. So we have the paperwork for the youth mental health. Yeah. What's that?
Sign up for that, it's free. So we offer it periodically at the ESC, and then we can offer it for groups. I've done it for this group, but you guys are new. It's really good because it's basically,
You were at Youth Mental Health, weren't you?
mental health first aid.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna do the heart surgery, but you can recognize a heart attack and give them to the.
And I do have those workbooks in my office as well, because some here have gone to the Youth Mental Health. Did you reconnect MS
Yes.
31? Yeah, okay, it's connecting.
So I talked to my old caseworker yesterday, and she was like, Jordan, you're gonna transfer out to Harris County? I said, if I come to Harris County, I gotta deal with CWAP. I don't know if I'm gonna deal with CWAP.
Okay. So this section is my favorite part because this is what makes everything make sense to me. And this is what I think, if we can understand about ourselves and understand about other people, makes a difference in how we look at that question, what happened to you, instead of what's wrong with you. So this is a representation of your brain, right? So you've got your brain stem at the bottom, your limbic system's around the middle. I'm not a brain surgeon. And your neocortex is at the top, right? And then Dr. Perry, this is his neurosequential model on the side. So in our brain stem, that's responsible for our basic functions, right? Our blinking, our breathing, our heartbeat, things that we don't think about, they just happen. They're there for our survival, right? And then as we move up to our limbic system, that's our emotional response. And then way up at the very, very top is our neocortex, which is responsible for empathy. It's responsible for controlling yourself. And it's responsible for literacy. So this is huge when I'm talking to teachers, because I'm thinking about this kid who's having a meltdown in class. And what do we typically say? We say things like, use your words. Well, we don't have any words because we're in our brainstem. We can't access those. Or, how do you think that made your friend feel? They don't know. They're not there. They're way down here. They're fight, flight, or freeze. How do I survive this moment? They cannot access those skills. And it's important to understand that. Because when you have a child or a person, we're just going to take child out of it, a person, period, that is in the middle of a stressful situation, they drop to their brainstem, and all of those executive functioning skills are not accessible, right? This is also why it frustrates me that we spend so much time on reading, because the reason that our kids aren't reading is not because our teachers are not good teachers, it is because our kids are stuck in their brainstem. They literally cannot learn, and we're addressing the wrong problem. But that, again, is another story for another time. So, also important to note, and I'm sure most of you know this, but our neocortex doesn't fully form until you're 21 for girls and 26 for boys. So when we're working with kids, they're already at a disadvantage. They already don't have full use of these skills to start with. And then on top of that, we put them in a stressful situation and try to get them to use skills that they haven't fully developed, right? So I think that's really important to understand. So the stress response system, this is kind of how it works, okay? So when something stressful happens, the amygdala senses the threat and sets off an alarm, right? And immediately it says, hey, thinking brain, go offline, and emotional brain, activate, fight, flight, or freeze, right? And then eventually, like 45 minutes later, thinking brain like peeks around the corner, says, is everything okay? And then maybe comes back online, right? So I'll give you a really simple example of this, all right? My son Carson is, he just turned 10. He thinks it's really funny to hide in the dark or around the corner and scare me. He thinks this is hilarious. And so not that long ago, I was coming down the stairs and he jumps out and he, and I smacked him in the face. Why did you hit me? And so my therapist self was explaining to him, fight, flight, or freeze, and mommy has strong fight instincts, so you scare me and I will hit you. It has not stopped him from trying. He just does it from further away.
So
like
he's
he will.
not using his thinking brain.
I'm not 26 yet, so clearly
No,
it's
and
not
it may
there.
take him to 30, I'm not sure. So I didn't come down the stairs and